When I worked at the insurance company, these were some of the people who were part of the corporate university. We were a small but mighty team. And one of the ways that I would incorporate pre-suasion was to ask people to engage in a particular activity. I would always ask my folks, by noon on Friday, please email me your top 2 accomplishments for the week, the number 1 challenge that you're facing, and a couple of your high priorities for the next week. I couldn't be with them all the time, so I wanted to know where they're going to be spending their time. As their coach, I needed to understand what their challenges were so that I could help them with those. And I wanted them to have an opportunity to brag a little bit. Now, I'll be honest, at first, they looked at it as more busy work until they realized how I started using it. So I would take all that information, I would copy out their accomplishments and the challenges, etc. I would drop them into an Excel spreadsheet where I could filter it down so I could go back to Caitlin, who's there on, it would be your right. I could go back to Caitlin at a quarterly review session and say, Caitlin, here's all the things you told me you accomplished this quarter. As opposed to remembering the last couple things that she told me and forgetting the first 10 weeks of the quarter. Right? I was able to do that. I was able to filter down and say, here's all the challenges, let's look at how you're doing on these challenges. The pre-suasion part was it started changing how they were thinking before they came into the meeting. Now, I could have done that more effectively, as Dr. Cialdini pointed out. The closer we can bring our pre-suasion to the actual event, the better. But I didn't want to burden people and having them all of a sudden rushing 10 minutes before we were going to meet, because it also wouldn't have allowed me to do the things I needed to do. But it did start changing their thinking, and I saw that because I started not getting 2 accomplishments for the week, it was 3, 4, and 5. And when they started to realize how productive they were and the self-confidence that they got from that. And then again, I had the opportunity within the coaching conversations that we were doing 30 minutes every week, because we were small enough I could carve out the time to do that, to really genuinely be of benefit to them.